Alright, welcome back sports fans to our second installment of the training tutorial for World War Heroes. I've actually gone through the introductory setting tutorials that they have in place once you open up the program. As a word of the wise, if you walk through that setup, they'll want you to play your initial game. I advise exiting that game as quickly as possible until you can make some other adjustments to the settings. So we're going to talk about, first of all, the profile. You can see that I've already connected down here. My Apple sign-in is linked. I created a name. The name of this player is going to be Ego Sum Vid, for those of you who know your Latin, meaning I am man. And we're going to talk about this real quick, this layout. This is always confusing me. I'm one of those guys that, they buy something from a piece of furniture from the store, then I'm going to read the manual on how to assemble it. And so I imagine these tutorials are going to drive some people crazy. They're like, God, this guy's boring. But this is for those of you who are kind of OCD like I am. What do these things mean? And here, looking at the profile, the KD is the kill-death ratio. How many kills did I make versus how many times did I die? And that win rate is going to be basically how many games did I lose versus how many did I win. The level refers to, obviously, the ranking that you have within the game. There are 50 levels. Each level is progressively more difficult to finish. You have to accumulate so many points before you can advance. Be sure to connect your accounts down at the bottom, because if you don't, you can lose your progress if something happens to the app or your iPad or whatever, or your phone, or whatever one you're using to interface with the program. We're going to talk about in the settings over here the controls are. This is something you have to learn as you go along, because there's so much going on. Because I have a custom interface here, and this is what the game looks like, and things can be moved around. And it's best to play with the game before you adjust any of these from their default setting, so you can get used to your preferences. But the sensitivity has to do with how well the screen controls to my touch. Vehicle sensitivity, obviously, if I'm driving one of those tanks, there's actually vehicles you can actually drive in the program, and it has to do with the response that they have between your touch and the response. The auto shoot is when you're aiming at something, it'll automatically shoot for you. Auto melee attack has to do with the program saying, okay, you're near a enemy, you're so close, let's pull out a knife, let's pull out a sword. And attack HQ, there's a game that you'll see later on when you advance in the settings, advance in the ranks, you can play what's called headquarters, and you're protecting your headquarters. And this attack HQ with melee weapon allows you to use an axe or a sword to chop at the opponent's headquarters stash. And I usually leave that off. That's not something I prefer to have. Aim help, that is, it helps you find the target a lot faster. If you don't have it, you have to be a real pro at this game to not use aim help. And I've been playing this for over a year, and I still use the aim help. Acceleration, I usually leave those off simply because I don't want to use up so much bandwidth. And that has to do over here, like with the graphics. If you are ever having lagging problems with your game, pull those graphic settings down. It will help it tremendously. The game tab has to do with the server. I'm in North American server, so I never change that. I leave these as is, except for this display event. Sometimes I'll turn that off, because at display event, as you'll see in the games, it pops up who's joining, who's left, who's died, who's killed whom, and it just gets annoying trying to watch it. It's been distracting. Profile, we've already covered that. Clans, you can join groups, and this is very important because it allows you to have access to a pool of resources. They put together their credits and their gold, and they buy benefits like better armor, better ammo, better speed. And I'm in one of the top 5 up here in my other account, and I've loved being a part of that clan. And you get to fight together in these squads. Special? I can actually have friends. They can mail me, and I can respond back and forth. The rating. How did I perform against everybody else in the system? I rarely ever pay attention to that. Some people are like die hard. Oh my God, I was the 10th this week. Well, good for you. That means you spent 30 hours staring at this game. Contracts, I can take the credits that I have and purchase these contracts, perform those assignments that day, and have gold. These usually replenish every 24 hours. So it's a good way to increase your gold stash without having to spend a lot of money. We're going to talk about that right now. So as you purchase credits, you'll never have to purchase credits. You'll get enough to play the game. Some people do purchase gold. Gold is very important to buy the best weapons. And if you're going to buy gold, I suggest for the biggest bang for your buck is to use the supply. That's what I do. It comes in every day. Matter of fact, look at that. I can get 75, 100 a day. So there's 250 gold a day, and that's not bad bang for the buck, so to say. Battle Pass. This is what this is right here. So every season they have about, I think, 30, 40 days in those seasons, and you have so many those days to get through all these passes. And let me scroll. I think there's like 30 different levels within each pass. Let me see. Yeah, I was right. So the top level you see, I'm already automatically put into. But if you want to upgrade to where it says the gold, it has number 1 on it, you have to upgrade here and use the $19.99 there. And what that does, it gives you more rewards per pass. Some people will buy a stage to advance. I never do that. I do sometimes buy the season pass, and it's well worth it for those that really enjoy the game, because you get more benefits, and allows you to be more efficient in your performance. Hey, that's a great look at. Oh, there it is where you have rewards. These chests over here on the left will pop up after you perform a game, and depending on how well you do, you get rewards.